This is Tim Ashdown for Comics and Gaming Magazine, and we are at Fan Expo 2012 in Toronto, Ontario, and we are here at the Dead Before Dawn 3D booth. And I'm here with the writer and director of the film. This is Tim Doiron and April Mullen. And
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Yes, and we're going to talk about the new film. This is actually your guys' third film, right? So what other films have you guys done that some of our listeners and viewers might have seen?
Our first one was Rock, Paper, Scissors, The Way of the Tosser, about a guy who was obsessed with rock, paper, scissors, went to the World Championships, the real World Championships. And our second one?
Was called Gravy Train, which is a crazy homage to the 1970s cop dramas. It's a silly, silly comedy, a lot of fun.
Murder mystery.
Yeah.
So you guys are no strangers to the comedy field, but this is a horror movie. So is it a horror comedy, or is it a horror, or is it just silly?
It's a horror comedy. It's Shaun of the Dead a la Goonies style. Bunch of college kids break and earn, cause a curse, and they have 24 hours to reverse it. So it's a lot of fun. It's running through the night. It's adventurous. It's fast-paced. But I would say it's definitely a horror comedy. It's not horror. There's no grotesque, sick things that happen. Although there's a few, like, scary.
There's moments.
There's
definite
things.
moments of scare and gore, but it's toned down a bit, and the comedy's pushed up. Yeah.
Very cool. Now, you guys shot this movie entirely in 3D. This isn't some post-production conversion we're talking about. You guys got the cameras and shot the entire thing in 3D. That's insane. How did you guys set about accomplishing this? Like, that's definitely a challenge. So what was that like, shooting all in 3D on an independent budget?
It was a crazy process. Yeah, Dead Before Dawn 3D is the first fully Canadian stereoscopic 3D film ever shot in Canada. So Telefilm got behind it, OMDC, and it's just really exciting. As far as the filming in 3D, definite challenges along the way. April, you want to?
We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into when we thought, oh, 3D looks really cool, and it was bubbling along the surface, and a lot of people were talking about it. That might be the next wave of filmmaking. We thought, let's give it a shot. Little did we know, even the script, every single thing we did involved 3D. So there were a lot of challenges in a great way to embrace this new wonderful technology, but it was difficult. It's about 30% slower, so your days are really tight, like really jammed. And we shot only in 20 days. So that goes for a really tight schedule for a 3D feature film.
And the camera itself was a crazy challenge. We shot on a beam splitter rig. It's called the Quasar rig, where you have one camera this way and another camera this way, and there's a mirror in the middle. So the thing itself is like 4 feet by 4 feet. It weighed about 100 pounds. So if you were shooting in something like a Winnebago, which we have here, you couldn't just be like carrying that thing in and out of the Winnebago. So we had to come up with like creative solutions how to fix that. So we'd shoot through windows or jimmy it around a door, whatever we could do.
A lot of pre-planning.
Yeah.
A lot of pre-planning. I mean, the shots and everything was done in advance, especially with the stereographer and our cinematographer, just where the convergence would be set in a scene to make sure that the editing was seamless and it wouldn't hurt people's eyes. Everything had to revolve around 3D in a good way, but, especially it was challenging working with the actors because when you're on set, blocking and you're have the freedom to move about a scene, the blocking was so specific because when you set your convergence, say it's on this line, if you go past that, you're into the negative. So you have to be really conscious when you don't want to go in the negative or break the, you could go really far into the negative, which would actually be bad for people's eyes. So you have to be very, you give them like a 3D safe bubble around them that they can move within and still feel comfortable and feel like they're, able to perform. But the blocking was so specific when it came to 3D as well.
Yeah.
Well, with so many challenges, why did you guys set out to do a 3D film? I mean, your other films are not, they're 2D films, regular, straight, straight 2 dimensions. So why set out to do a 3D movie? Did you guys want the challenge?
It was funny.
I think we crave challenge.
I think it might have been
I think we have to admit it. By accident, we've craved challenge. We were like, oh, 2D, okay, we got that down. Let's try something new.
It's been done.
It's been, and it was funny, we sort of started, I think it was just sort of like, wow, 3D is sort of interesting. It was coming up and people were talking about it a lot. And we did some research and people were like, well, it's never been done for an independent budget. I don't know if this is possible, blah, blah, blah. And then we looked into some stuff and we said, well, maybe it just might be possible. And I think that was the spark. And then we're just like, let's just go for broke. Let's just go for broke.
Something to see in 3D. And it was a very bumpy, I mean, even the workflow was completely unknown at this budget level. No one had done it before and there was a lot of questions and we shot on 2 reds. So, I mean, that was understood, but at that budget level, it's been very difficult, but in a great way. We came through it with Red Lab Digital, our post house, and we really worked together and had a crew we trusted and took huge risks at the end of the day to make this film possible. And now it's 3D and it works.
That's great. Yeah, we're excited about it. It's great that it all worked out.
Yeah.
All right, now I need a little bit of explanation here, because you've got zombies and you've got demons, so it's half zombie, half demon, but all Zeman. What the heck is a Zeman?
Okay, so the curse is created by a bunch of college kids. So, of course, that's where it starts. So you have...
Like, zombies are so cliche,
So they bring a demon into it. So, okay, we got zombie, we got demon. The thing is, April, you're good at explaining this.
Well, a zombie usually is mindless and, they're dead. But when you combine a demon into a body of a zombie, think about a smart zombie. So they're manipulative, they can run fast, they're tricky, they're demon-like qualities. So
traps,
yeah, they're after you, and they don't bite you, they hickey you.
I hate hickey.
Yeah, me too.
I don't say if I will or won't. I'm just going to keep that as a personal answer. I'm just kidding. But anyways, you can also seduce them and make them your slave, which happens in the film as well. So there's some fun signature marks to a Zeman that are unforgettable and brand new. They have demon eyes, black eyes.
Very neat. I can't wait to see a Zeman actually on film. Now, you guys mentioned that these Zemans, half zombie, half demon, are kind of a take away from a bunch of different other zombie tropes.
Yeah.
So what inspired you guys when making a zombie movie or a horror movie? Like, what other zombie movies did you guys take in the back of your brain when you were making this film?
There is a wide cross-section of films that we researched, just from zombie films all the way to horror films, and just like filmmakers that we respect. I mean, of course you have Romero, which is the base of everything, which is great, but we always really loved Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright, which was fantastic, and the new Dawn of the Dead, the Zack Snyder version, which was always really fantastic as well in that genre. So that was sort of like just the beginnings of like that. But then we always have filmmakers that we really look up to in the horror genre. I mean, David Cronenberg is
huge. Yeah, David Lynch. I mean, there's a lot of different things we've pulled from just because we've watched so many films over the years. So I'm sure they're all in the back of our heads, trickling into our brains and, sparkling on the screen somehow, I'm sure.
Now, one of the things I've noticed about your two previous films is you always happen to have this one big comedian who's in there. In Gravy Train, it was Tim Meadows, and this time you have Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Christopher Lloyd, and is he as crazy as he's always been?
Christopher Lloyd, working with Christopher Lloyd was awesome. Yeah. You can...
Yeah, no, he's energetic, he's magic. When he steps up onto the screen, he's very quiet. He's very composed, he's very humble, he's very kind as a man. The minute you say action, he turns into this thespian actor beast.
Like a switch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you believe everything he says, even though he's talking about a curse and this occult and this magic. Everything is completely believable because he just has that. He's just so honest and as a performer, and he comes from theater, so he's also big and expressive, which brings so much energy and life to the film. And he was unbelievable to watch, work with. It was just, what can you say?
Exactly, that's absolutely amazing. And it looks like you guys had a blast making this movie, and you're having a blast promoting it, and I'm sure it'll be a blast when it hits theaters. When is it hitting theaters?
Soon!
November, hopefully, fingers crossed. Late date, March 2013.
Yes.
We'll know really soon, though. Right. You can always keep up to date at Facebook, Dead Before Dawn 3D, or our website, deadbeforedawn3d.com, and we have tons of information there, and we will let everybody know the launch date of the actual film when it's coming out to you.
Yes, we also always have contests. Like every month we have these crazy contests. So if you join, it's not just, there's some benefits.
No, that's really excellent. Tim? April?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Signing off.
Can't wait to see Dead Before Dawn 3D. This is Tim Ashdown at Fan Expo in Toronto.